What's going on, you guys? Jake here, and I know it's been a hot minute since you've heard from me, but I promise I've been working really hard. I've traveled to 3 different continents, visiting fish stores, reefers, aquarium displays, and there's so much great stuff coming down the pipe. Now, before I show you this video that I've been working on for almost a year, I want to let everybody know that this weekend is a really big event. Reefapalooza, New York. Is one of the biggest reef-centric aquarium shows in the world, and it's happening this weekend, June 23rd and 24th. So I'm going to be there. I'm going to have a booth. I'm looking forward to meeting everyone, doing a couple live streams, etc. So, but if you're watching this after June 23rd and 24th, definitely keep an eye on reefpaloozashow.net, because there's a Reefapalooza coming up in California, and next year there's going to be Orlando, New York, Chicago, and California. So there's always a great reef show right around the corner. So without further ado, here's a video I wanted to show you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy. What's going on, Reef Builders? Jake Adams here, and this is one of those videos that I've been building up to pretty much all year. I have carved out some time here in Orlando to come to the one and only Worldwide Corals, the real actual shop. So most of you guys know this store as one of the premier online vendors of some of the hottest coral frags. They're really changing the reef world, the reef game, with how many corals they bring in, how many corals they introduce to the market, and how many they pack and ship on a weekly basis. So we're gonna go inside, take a look at the store. Lou's gonna give us a little tour, and we're gonna show you so many different corals along the way, and hopefully a lot of really cool tanks and fish as well. So thanks you guys for tuning in. Let's go inside and show you the guts of this behemoth in the reef aquarium world. Here we are, the guts of the store, and one of the founders of the shop, Lou himself. What's up, Lou?
Hey, Jake. How's it going, man?
How's it going?
Pretty good, man. Welcome here on a Sunday morning. It's pretty early, but got some hot goodness, coffee goodness.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
All right, well,
it's chilly Florida morning.
yeah, it's nice to have the shop all to ourselves, that we can just take a nice casual stroll around the shop and see what's going on. So definitely one of the things that's changed over the years is the store itself. The dry goods and things have really matured, and there's a wide selection of products and dry goods here. All of these are going to be pretty familiar to everyone, but we'll take a quick peek at these show tanks, tour down the back livestock areas, and then we'll come back and talk about the show tank some more.
Yeah, sure thing.
So tell us about this show tank you have here, Lou.
This is Casper's Home. It's 293 gallons. It's a custom tank. We've had it for about 6 years now. It's a full mixed reef. We have several tanks in here. Have our resident cleaner Ras, who is always on patrol. But you have a really great mix of hard coral SPS up top, kind of going down to some softer stuff, some mushrooms in the front, some euphyllias out to the left there in the valley, and a couple unique OG pieces. We have one of our signature pieces is the Bubblegum Monster Chalice. It's one of the chalices that put us on the map back in 2008.
So this tank has been set up for a really long time, but it gets transformed every couple of years, right?
Yes, sir. We transform it. We try to keep it, fresh. Make some changes, because we like to look at new stuff too. So we actually just planted a bunch of acros here in the middle of the valley a couple of months back that are actually starting to really take hold.
Yeah, I mean, the aquascape, you guys are always, tweaking the formula, but it's always just something new and something fresh. Definitely, you guys turn over your display tanks, 2 to 3 times faster than most other reef stores, I would say.
Absolutely. We like to, like I said, we like to keep it fresh, and You know, because we are a retail store, a walk-in store, we used to like to change it up for our customers that come in, our walk-in customers, to get to see different things. We don't have a large amount of space, so we can't keep adding extra show tanks. So, you know, we get creative from time to time and switch it up.
So Lou, tell us what you have in this room.
Okay, this is our tank room, which is also doubles as our frozen food and refrigerated food room, and our live rock tank room. You see here we have a good mix of smaller tanks. Our largest one in stock right now is the 75. We have Red Sea Reefers, we have Innovative Marine, we got Aquabox in. We also carry a large amount of filters, so we have an all-in-one shop where you can actually come and get whatever you need to put together your tank right here on the spot. You know, it does take up some square footage, but it's essential. It's like the essence of our hobby. You're getting people in the hobby, you know, new people and people that want to upgrade their tanks. You know, we're at a second or third tank.
Tell me about this rock. I was looking at this earlier, and what's neat is it's completely artificial, but I'm not super sure whose rock this is. Is this two different companies?
Two different companies, yeah. We have a mix in here towards the back. This is the Carib Sea. This is Life Rock Shapes, which are really neat. Some really nice shapes they've come up with. Easy to work with. Nice and clean when you get it. You know, it's man-made, so you're not gonna have any external or internal parasites or anything like that.
What do you have on this side?
This is actually a Florida rock company. He's a local guy. He kind of does it, him and his crew, out of the Keys. It's called Micro Ocean. So you won't find any information about him online, but he's pretty well known here in Florida. It's all handmade. You know, he kind of forms them and he paints them himself on his property out here in Florida.
No, it's super cool to see you know, the hobby kind of get away from that wild rock that can have algae, aptasia, mojanos, all the bugs, and
Yeah.
you know, this stuff is bioactive and it's purple, so it looks good right out the gate. And this is the only rock you carry, right?
Yes, sir. Yep, only rock we carry. It's super easy to work with. You know, we can get creative with it from the get-go. You know, kind of make a lot of caves and a lot of openings. You know, for the fish to swim through. So it's really easy to work with.
Very cool.
Over here, let me show you guys the livestock room. This is where it gets really interesting. Now, originally we started out back here, back in 2007 with 6 tanks, only coral. Right away we realized that we had to start carrying fish, so we'll get to that. We have a bunch of fish and invert tanks back there, but here are our coral display tanks. We have 8 180-gallon reef tanks that we actually converted into tanks to showcase corals. So you'll see racks in the front, and all those racks will be lined up to where you can see the coral, and the price will be right in front of the rack. Colonies will be on the back of the rack, and on top of the tank, on the top rack, you'll see pricing for the colonies. Not easy to price a fish store. It took us quite a few years to actually perfect this, but I think we have it down pat now where the prices are real clear and people can understand they can shop freely, but I have to ask a bunch of questions about pricing. This is pretty diverse here. Here to my left, we have all SPS, mostly aquapores. I think they're almost all aquapora. Some millies.
So let me ask you, like, you guys have, when I first started coming to the shop, I think you probably had mostly T5s on these tanks.
Yes, sir.
And over time, you probably had some different LED strips.
Mm-hmm.
And now I see that you guys have definitely, at least for the store display, have gone all in on Ecotech Radions. You know, what was it about the latest gen of LED reef lights that made you comfortable going all in?
That's a great question. You know, as we know, LEDs have been around as long as since we opened. You know, 2007, 2008, they started really getting into the marketplace here in the U.S. Then the modular lights came out, Ecotech, AI, and those companies, Kessel, and then we tried them out at the beginning, and I think it was just a time for them to perfect it. Now, once we got to the Ecotech Gen 3, we started noticing a lot of changes in our corals, and programming was a lot easier for us, a lot more user-friendly. We were able to program to get that sweet spot we like to get, which is primarily like a nice cool blue. Now here we still have our morning, which is kind of like a brighter part of the day for us. Then we kind of go into more blues when we open up around 11 to noon. Yep.
So you got a ton of different 70, or they look like 75-gallon tanks all tucked together, but these are all 180-gallon tanks, huh?
Yeah, 180 gallons. They do look like 75s once you compare them to our show tanks, that's for sure. In the front and 900 in the back, we're going to show you. Let me pop out of the hall here and show you guys what's going on. This is kind of like our processing area. When fish and coral for our walking customers are going to be bagged up, they're going to be done right here. And here we have just our supplies, you know, rubber bands, bags, stuff like that.
Nice
Right over here we have our system, our RO unit, where we have 2 300-gallon vats. One's salt, of course, and one's fresh. We have those available. We mix those up fresh every day, so we have an ample supply of water for our customers. We just have a lot of water here.
Can customers serve themselves?
No, sir. We take care of them here. We like to actually give them like a little extra service. We fill it up right here at the station. We like to walk them up to the front and some cases we're able to walk them out to the car.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So,
going down here, this is one of the things that we're very proud of here at Worldwide Corals, which is our fish and invertebrate system. As you look through, we have a great mix of different tanks, tank rays, clownfish, firefish, wrasses, damsels, yellow tanks. We have good spot yellow tanks, cardinal fish.
so you know, you guys are really known for your corals, but in the last few years, your fish section has really gotten sharper. Presentation, more animals in there, and even your invertebrate section is pretty hopping.
Yeah. Like I was saying earlier, that we opened up with only 6 coral tanks, and right away we realized we had to get fish here. We had a very tiny system in the beginning, but it took us quite a few years to kind of perfect what we have now, which is very successful. I mean, our fish are very vibrant, and they have great colors. We actually feed them a couple times a day. We treat them like they're our own while they're here in house. What I didn't show you is our 2 nano tanks and our 500-gallon display tank. Here we have a 30-gallon Jvj. We powered it by 2 Kessels, 360s. Really good mix. Mostly acans, Euphilia, some chalice corals, and some zoanthid polyps. So not a lot of hard coral in this one.
You know, I worked retail for a long time, and I just feel like it's so important to have displays to inspire your customers to buy displays, but also to show them what's possible. And it's really cool that you have the corals on the floor and the same corals that you promote here in your own show tank, so people can see what they look like, you know, when they're settled in and healthy. So people always like to ask, you know, they want to know what, you just got 2 Kessels on here and then all-in-one filter in the back?
We actually have a high door slim skim back here, skimmer, and it's just basically, you know, filtration pad there.
Okay.
So it's pretty simple.
Do you guys dose anything to this tank, or kind of do the water changes?
This one we do water changes weekly on this. We do 5 gallons. We also dose the Brightwell Code A and Code B, 2-part. Very successful. And then up here is our little bit more mature nano tank. It's a Fluval 26-gallon rimless. It's a little bit more packed, a little bit more mature. Home of one of our bubble tips, one of the rose bubble tips we have.
And this tank is kept pretty much the same way? It's got
Pretty much the same way. Yep, a couple Kessels on there, filter pad in the back. This one does not have a protein skimmer on it. We also do 5 gallons a week on this one as well. So that kind of gets us refreshed, brings down the nitrates and the phosphates, and replaces the trace elements. We also dose the Brightwell Code A and Code B on here throughout the week. Another tank that we missed is our 500-gallon Reef tank, and I'll bring you guys back over here to show you what's going on. It's a bare bottom tank. That means there's no sand, so we chose to opt out on the sand. Gave us the ability to deliver more flow to it, also to grow more corals, more real estate for corals. It's a true mixed reef, a lot of SPS corals. We've done this tank over this past year. We had a big, huge paletta pink tip in the middle here. We replaced that with a bunch of different corals here that were growing out. And they were actually mainly SPS our choices for this. So this has become definitely an SPS dominant tank with a little LPS on the bottom and some acans and stuff like that, and polyps throughout.
So how long has this tank been set up? What are you lighting it with, and what's the maintenance on it?
Okay, the maintenance is once a week. We're doing 20% water change. It's lit with 6 Gen 4 Pros Radions from Ecotech, and also have 4 T5s under the ATI Blue Plus. For flow, we got MP60s and MP40s on both sides of the tank, delivering a bunch of flow, as well as 2 in the back.
So tell me what you got on the hood. Can we take a peek?
Under the hood, yeah, for sure. Let's see. There you go. So these are the Gen 4s, Rayon Gen 4 Pros. Very happy with the results from those. Obviously, shows coloration's on point. The growth has been on point with them.
And what about under the skirt?
Under the skirt, pretty simple. I don't have a light under there right now, but we're running a little carbon right now. And also a old school skimmer, which is the Cat 2. Tried and true Cat 2 from Coral View.
So this is just a bare sump with mechanical filtration and a protein skimmer?
Yep.
That's it?
Filter socks.
Do you still use a calcium reactor on here?
Yeah, we do. That's next door down. The geocalcium reactor.
Tell me about your bare bottom philosophy, because this is something that I've been practicing for a long time, and I really feel like this is one of those things that can make reef tanks just quite a bit easier.
Yeah, I think so too. It's a little bit more work in the beginning for sure, because what you have to do is you got to siphon out the piles of dirt that accumulate. But that kind of helps out because you're getting a lot of shed off from the rocks, the live rock and stuff like that from the beginning. So you're removing that detritus, which is going to help keep the levels stable. It's more of a sterile system. So in these types of tanks, you deliver a ton of flow, and you're able to grow corals on the bottom. But you also want to feed it often, you know, to keep the nutrients up. So you can feed a little bit more frequently, get fatter fish and better coral coloration and results for your corals overall.
Very cool, Lou. Thanks for your time, man. I know it's about time to open up the shop.
It's time, yeah.
It's been cool to have exclusive access by ourselves.
Yeah.
So thanks a lot, man.
Thanks a lot for stopping by, Jake.
I'm going to feature a couple more tanks and take a look around.
Sure. Awesome. Enjoy.